I'm going to take a power cord, cut it in half and put it back together. And without using solder, and there's two ways to do it. This is kind of show and tell, but what the hell. These things are wire nuts. And they're called maretts because they come from a company called Mar. So all electricians call them maretts. Which is fair enough.
Mar.
So modern plugs, three-pronged plugs, as probably most people know with miserable experience, when you plug them in, they only go one way. If they don't have a third pin, you've got to have it with a wide pin to the left. And that's because sometime about 25-30 years ago, they decided that they wanted the hot wire actually supplying the power to be consistently on one side so that appliances would consistently protect you against electrocution. And you can tell when you get lamps coming in how old they are by whether they've got the two pins the same size or whether one side is wider or not. And there's even a convention for lamps. You want to make sure that the hot wire is the one that goes into the center of the lamp. Otherwise, it's too easy to put your finger in and when you're changing the bulb, apparently.
Hot wire.
And you might get electrocuted. So there's that. Cleaned off like that much, which is 5/8 of an inch or so. There are some standards, but I'm doing this with power cord specifically because all the cords, all the 2- and 3-wire cords now have a surface that has got a ridge on it for the neutral wire, which is what goes to the fat pin, and it's got a smooth cord for the one that carries the hot. And that's your tradition based on lights. And if you look at a socket of a lamp, where the thing threads in, there are like ridges because that's what it grabs on the bottom of the lamp. So that's the neutral side, and the pin in the very middle, where the center of the light bulb touches, is the hot, because that's the least accessible with your hands. The green wire here is a ground, and that's what's on the ground. Certainly with lamps, I always make a note of which way the thing is wired to begin with by going with the socket standard. And I try to put a mark on old lamps so that people know that one side should be up. Because in a pre-1985 or 1990 lamp, as I say, you can put them in either way, whereas you really, if we wire it one way, we wire it with a reason is to follow the standard. Any appliance should be grounded. And the grounding is, I think, even with a GFI in a kitchen, you really want that fast flow. I mean, you want the grounding to work. You want the body of the unit not to be at a potential above ground.
Yeah.
So all I've done is I've stripped the stuff. This is kind of a hokey show and tell, but I mean, if you're faced with putting it back together rather than soldering, here's a couple of options. This one comes from Germany, and I really like them. They're a company called Wago. And what these are is little snap fits so that you can take a fairly beefy wire and you feed it in, and you close it down. I'll close it down on one of them here, and you can get the corresponding, and I'll just temporarily put it in. And match it up, and all the wires that go to an individual set, like this one will take 3, you can see. And it'll take 3 different wires, but they're all common. So what happens is if you were, and I had a lamp to do that had 2 lamps, so the power cord came in and it went out to 2 lamps, and there was 2 wires in and 4 wires out. So you had 3 wires for each of 2 connections. These things are very rugged, they're very safe, they're 250 volt 10 amp, so they've got a very high capacity. And there's no soldering involved, and they're very compact. It's made of really beautiful neutral stuff that you can literally tie wrap into a position in a lamp and be very compact and out of the way. And these were an invention as opposed to these which you'll find in your house. These are maretts, as I say, and all they are is a wire nut. You take two wires, I take the two grounds, I just twist them in, and I take the wire nut, and this is the wrong size. It should be a smaller one because the gauge of wire is pretty small here. And then just drive it in and twist it on, and then we'll twist the wires together. So I say this is the wrong size. It should be smaller. These maretts are designed for your house wiring. I think it's 14 gauge wire, works perfectly in there, so you can't see inside. But there's actually a twisted piece of copper, and then they grab and they twist the wires together, and they've got quite a lot of strength. You'll find these behind any light switch.
Drive the engine.
Engage.
No, this is a bogus fix. This is a completely bogus fix. I'm just demoing that this is what they do, is that you literally twist. I would think the best thing is if you're replaying an appliance cord, you should replace the whole cord.
Program loaded and ready.